Come on to Resident Evil 7. So I played this. This is a thing I did. And it really, get hair. Really, there's some good things here. I like walking around, gathering notes. The inventory is cool. It takes up little squares. That's interesting. God, this chair hurts. How it really, God. That's cool. I don't necessarily like it's doing weird shit that doesn't feel Resident Evil to me, where you'll go into a room and then you turn around and there's a thing behind you and it's just a mannequin, but it's a thing behind you. Oh, that's scary. That's not Resident Evil. That's never been Resident Evil. It's a completely different style of horror. And it's not the horror I want. And we're not even sure what the demo, how indicative the demo is of the game. This isn't even in the game. First of all, there's some interesting stuff going on here, but it kind of gets in its own way. Oh wow, I almost found that secret right off the bat. So with PT, and my biggest complaint about PT was you kind of needed a guide. Like you could kind of fumble and bumble around and figure stuff out, but it wasn't that fun to figure out, in my opinion. And even with, you don't necessarily need a guide for this, but you can go through the whole demo and miss a bunch of stuff. And there's things you'll find, like, oh, there's this finger, and if you can use a lockpick on this thing, but you gotta search over here, and you find it over there. And hey, Joel, I'm about to hate on Resident Evil 7. There's a real problem with this design aesthetic of, here's this thing we made, and we're not going to tell you exactly what's going on, or what all these items are for, or why they exist, and here you go. And so you just spend your entire time wandering around, not knowing what's going on, or what any of this stuff does, and it's cool to people. Like, they love how obscure it is, and that you have to go online and go to the web bloggity doos and figure things out. But I don't want that. Like, I finished this whole thing and I played this whole demo twice, and then I looked up stuff after it because there were items I got. Like, I never did anything with this. There's a locked drawer here. I don't know what the fuck's going on. You find this dummy finger. I still don't know what the dummy finger's for. There's a whole separate room to this. You find an axe, which I found out after the fact. Like, oh, there's an axe in this locked thing, but in order to get the locked thing, you had to know to look here behind the shelf in the camera footage, which is in here. Like, you get to play the camera footage and find stuff in the house, which is a cool idea, but none of it's explained and you can't solve it. Like, my problem with this is you can't make a game like this. You can make a demo like this and people might like it and think it's weird, obscurity is fun, but you can't make a game like this because an entire game where nothing is shown to you or told, like, there's just locked doors and you find random shit on the ground, and oh, you had to look behind the treasure chest and go over here to these headphones and change the sound and the options to 7 for Resident Evil 7. Change them to 7 and that triggers a noise and that means something, or does it? I don't know. What the fuck does that mean? Stop. Can't I just play a goddamn game? Why do I gotta solve these weird... There are less hard puzzles in The Witness, and that's a puzzle game. It's like, stop it. Stop. Now, there's some cool stuff in this where, like, oh, this door is locked, and I need this to unlock the chain. So you go find the chain, the bolt cutter, chain cutter things. So you go and you do it, and you go back to the thing, and you unlock it, and you find the tape, and that's some cool Resident Evil stuff. But then the whole idea of not knowing where anything goes or is, or like, that drawer's locked. I don't know. I got a finger. What the fuck does any of this mean? And why? Like, it doesn't have any reason to exist. There's people still looking at this demo online trying to find its mysteries, and I just don't care. What is the point? Like, okay, this would be like if I released a book, and in order to get to the last chapters, you had to flip the book a couple fucking times so that you could find the last chapters. But I didn't tell you you had to do that. Doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why are games so up their ass about restricting what's in the game? You are literally hiding what's in the game from the people most excited about the game. I don't get it. I don't understand it all. Oh, wow, there's a good scare here with like a thing that falls. This demon baby. But that, again, is not Resident Evil. Shit falling from the sky and turning around and seeing a mannequin is not Resident Evil. Resident Evil is seeing the monster and being like, oh shit, what do? I gotta hide over here. The Evil Within is more of a Resident Evil game than this is, and I don't... The flip book. They don't understand. Like, I don't get it. This is like, okay, so when CDs would have a hidden track at the end, that's cute. That's interesting. This is an entire demo where there's 30 hidden tracks at the end of it, but they play out of order, and you don't know why or who or how, or like, it's so baffling to me how this... I don't get it. I don't get it. I know people find this fun, and they like going online and seeing what other people are saying with the mystery, and there's people on YouTube and Twitch like, I'm looking at all the walls and I'm doing it all backwards, and what if I do this? Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to play your game. I want to play a demo for your game. Your game, Capcom, is not going to play like this in terms of random shit popping out everywhere, and you can go through it missing entire things. Like, there's a third story here with a phone I never even saw. I never even saw because I didn't know how to get to the fuse thing. I don't understand it, and I need to see actual gameplay. Yeah, you're saying you're definitely not buying it. I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, and I want to like it, but it's not, like, I need to see actual gameplay, because if the whole game... I stare at the butts and I make fun of the butts because I think it's funny. If the whole game is kind of like that, where it's just all obscure and nonsensical, and not even in the fun adventure game way of, you know, fit the gum into the shoe and then you make a gum shoe and that unlocks the door. Like, not even in that dumb way. Here's another dumb scare. Oh, how'd that get there? I don't know. How did it get there? There weren't ghosts in Resident Evil. They were all people. There were things that made sense. I don't get it. Where was I going with? Oh, the adventure game metaphor. Like, stuff like that makes more sense than this. Because I shouldn't have to, in a game, look behind a shelf in a limited, like, in a scene where you can't stay there forever. I have to go behind a shelf and find something in order to unlock this drawer for future me to grab an item that isn't used for anything but might be used. Like, it's... I don't get it. And part of this is really cool. Like, there's locked doors and you're walking around and it is spooky. I'm interested. But like it says, there's the inventory. But I'm not interested. I don't... Man. Maybe the ghosts before they were just sneakier. That's true. I guess that is true. There actually is a ghost in this demo you can see. And I might have saw her, but I don't know. Because she shows up for like a second in certain spots. And that's cool. Oh, Jesus. That scared me because I forgot it was there. I just look over. But Resident Evil was never about that. It was never about jump scares, really. Like, okay, the dogs jump through the window, but then you know there's dogs. And now... It's like introducing enemies or mechanics as opposed to boo. It was never that. Even Silent Hill was never that. It was more that than Resident Evil was, but this is too much. And PT wasn't that amazing to me, and this feels a lot like This feels like better PT, in my opinion, in terms of gameplay. Like, it has actual gameplay. And there's implications, or there's an impliance. Sure, let's make up words. That there's combat. So that's cool. The actual combat is interesting. I do think fighting in a horror game is necessary, because otherwise you're seen by the enemy and you just die. And you're like, oh, I guess I run away or I die. And there's no penalty, because how could there be? There's no survival. You run away? Like, that's my problem with Amnesia, was you just run away, or I just let the thing kill me, because if I let it kill me, it's probably not going to spawn in the same spot, and then I could just run back to where I was. Like, there was no punishment. That's what made the original Resident Evils so spooky, was the ink ribbons, and and it was the traps, and it was the puzzles, and it wasn't necessarily, there was nothing hidden on the side. Like, you had to find things. If you came to a locked door, you had to go back and find the key. Not, there's 16 other fucking things falling on the ground. What's this finger for? I don't know. Why is this door locked? I don't know. You don't have to solve any of it. Well, huh? I don't know. I really don't know. Actually, yeah, Resident Evil 5 is great. I love Resident Evil 6. There's not a single mainline Resident Evil game that I didn't really like, except for Code Veronica, but that was just because of, like, it was really difficult at the beginning, and I just didn't care too much to play it. But I love them all. Revelations 1 and 2 are phenomenal. Like, if you like Resident Evil 4 or 5, Revelations is great. Both of them are great. Revelations 2, a lot of it feels like Resident Evil 4. The closest they've come back to Resident Evil 4. Has anyone ever cosplayed Resident Evil with a portable typewriter? Let's look that up, actually. Writer, look, typewriter with, like, not... Oh, we're gonna get Chicago typewriter. Why is it red? No, it doesn't look like it. You should cosplay as an ink ribbon. And it's just like a shirt that just says ink ribbon. But man, I like what it's going for, though. I think it could be interesting. I just need to see actual gameplay. Like, a good 15 minutes of the actual game would do a lot to show me if this is something I want to buy day one, or buy for $20 on a Steam sale, or never play. That's what I need. And this I thought was going to be that, but it really isn't. If this is indicative of the final game, I don't want to play the final game, really. I don't know. And the funny thing is, it's like spooky, but all the spooks are very the same each time. So after the first playthrough, I just wandered around like, I could just run here, the guy's going to walk by, la la la, who cares? That's interesting for me. But I don't know, man. There's a spooky spook coming up. So I have to drink, and I can't drink quietly. I'm sorry. Something on my eye. I'm dying. I don't know. You want to watch Horizon's terrible dialogue again? Because good God, it's bad. They should rename the subtitle just Horizon. We don't understand how to make NPCs. They're terrible. Zero Dawn. It's a long title. Maybe they should shorten it. That's not on me. They should shorten it, not me. This is cool and spooky. Like, it's got great atmosphere. There's a good spooky spook coming. You know what's coming. Like, why is he standing there like that? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because he's a dead guy. Maybe that's why. So there's that. I mean, that's a thing. That's a thing that happened. And the idea of playing, and like someone snuck a note in front of you while you were watching that. Like, it's just a little goofy, and it wasn't goofy before, so I don't get it. Well, no, it was goofy. It wasn't goofy like that. Like there's people sneaking around, putting notes everywhere. Like, what is this guy doing? He's toying with you, okay, but it doesn't. He walks by the door too. If you There's the fuses. I never found the fuse. I couldn't find it. I don't know where it is, but that's how you unlock the stairs. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't understand. I don't understand. Oh, does it show him walk by? Come on. Oh, here he is. You're at work? Clearly not working. Clearly not working very hard. I'm gonna watch myself play this game and try and understand. Okay, you're gonna find this key. Now, the key's only there now. Like, you can get to this place earlier, but the key is not there. I just don't know. Man, you go through here and you see him in the door. I don't know if you can see him. You can't turn off the flashlight. That's just how you see. I'm snooking around. Like, it's spooky. I'm snooking around, man. Gotta be really snooky in this game. He walked by the door. That's me looking at the door. Where's the fuse? Where's the goddamn fuse for the staircase? Might as well just stay and wait for the whole demo to play. Because it's only like... Have I really been rambling on about this stupid demo for 17 minutes? Good God. That door's locked. It's never open. That door shuts on you all the time, but I don't know why. Like, I guess you're shutting it on yourself. I don't really understand. The mannequins are still upstairs. There's rats on the floor. It's really bright. That's kind of what I appreciate about it, is that it is brighter than other scary games. I think you can do horror in a bright environment. That is definitely possible. Oh God, that stupid mannequin scares me every fucking time. Even now. I forgot about it. God. But Resident Evil doesn't do that. Why is this crazy guy throwing mannequins at me? And where is he? Because he comes at you from behind, so where the fuck did he go? Why is there a meat hook? There's promise here, but I don't understand. And apparently it connects with the actual mainline story of Resident Evil in terms of like that stuff's going on or had happened. I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand.